Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the beginning of downsizing my belongings, revamping old items, and reassessing my consumption. In this video, I'm going to be painting some old furniture to match my aesthetic better while going through everything I own. So I'm only filling those shelves back up with intention. After traveling, I always feel called to get rid of things because I am reminded how much material items I sacrifice when living out of a backpack. So between this and being on the underconsumption side of the internet lately, I have felt really inspired to take my own assessment of everything I own and what I need in my daily life versus what I just want. Coming into this new calendar year, I want to be much more aware of my spending habits and consumption patterns as I want to save more money while also not contributing as much to the environmental impacts of capitalism. A part of underconsumption is utilizing what you already own. I already have this perfectly fine bookshelf. I've had this since I was in middle school. I'm just tired of the color white. So I decided it would be cheaper to go buy some paint instead of buying an entirely new bookshelf. Not only is this a cheaper alternative, it is also something to keep me busy. I can't be doom scrolling if I'm painting my shelves. I really am craving anything that will force me off the internet and to touch some grass and appreciate what I already own. Because sometimes it's hard to see people buying new furniture knowing that it's not something that I can afford right now. I definitely recommend finding new ways to breathe life into objects we already own. Maybe this is painting your bookshelf, restaining your bedside table, or dyeing your clothes a new color. There are options to extend these items while also making them feel brand new. Like I said, as someone who has lived out of a backpack for 4 months this year, I know it's fully possible for me to live minimally. I don't need 100 different moisturizers, 5 different types of markers, 20 white t-shirts. You simply don't have the room for that when you're traveling. And even if you have the room at home, it doesn't mean you should just fill it with random things. When I am at home, I will admit my design aesthetic is just maximalism. I love intentional clutter. It brings me so much joy to fill my walls with art, trinkets I bought while traveling, and memories from growing up. My space is a reflection of who I am, and therefore I do value how personal my room is. So this is definitely not a series about me becoming a minimalist and getting rid of everything. With that being said, I definitely have too much unnecessary shit. I'm certainly not the worst consumer. I'm not doing monthly Shein hauls or Amazoning every day, nor do I even own one Stanley Cup. But I do fall victim to trends occasionally. They aren't super impulsive buys for me though. I mean, off the top of my head, I know I bought a pair of Sambas, the Snail Mucin, and a Coco Wyo coloring book with alcohol markers. Not the expensive ones though. So I don't fall victim to every trend, but I do occasionally feel called to them, and these ones I actually don't regret. Coloring has been my new therapy. But as someone with ADHD, I do feel that we are more susceptible to overspending and chasing that next dopamine hit from a purchase. Like, I have a trillion hobbies, and from years of purchasing, I have plenty of art supplies for my current art hobbies. I'm just not in the market to buy more right now. And it's okay to be inconsistent with hobbies because God knows I am. But you just don't need to buy a new set of paint every few months. This is a reminder to myself. Because it really felt great to go through what I actually own and get rid of the things that are just no longer usable, like dried paint or dried up markers. The only books I purchase are self-help books that I can reread. For all other books, I just use my library card on my iPad. It's cheaper and easier that way. I wish I had a massive book collection, but it's not something I can just justify right now. So hopefully my wife someday contributes a lot of books to our house library. My personal weakness in regards to consumption is actually buying a product before I'm out of my current one. Why do I have several different body lotions, shampoo, hair mousse? These are items that I'm going to be adding to my project pan, which is a challenge to hit pan and use up products that are just sitting around collecting dust. I will not be purchasing new products until I finish what I already own, and I just love this idea. It's fun to be inspired by things like this on the internet because there are already people talking about their underconsumption journeys and sharing their experience. It does feel like a trend right now to be cleaning out our closets and using up products in our cabinets, but I think it's a really positive trend. Positive as long as people aren't getting rid of everything they own only to purchase more things with their newfound room in their closets. I actually started my closet clean out at the start of last month, and it's been such a drag, but my closet clean out will be out next Thursday for my weekly upload. Getting rid of clothes feels more life-threatening than this. I don't know, I can't explain it. I'm just someone that holds on to things because they're sentimental, but also because I create imaginary scenarios in my head in which I will need a very specific item for a very specific event at any point in my entire lifetime. I also honestly think I keep things I no longer need because I fear I will not be able to afford a replacement if needed. I'd rather keep clothes with holes in them because at least I still have the clothes. Something is better than nothing mentality, which is honestly a lack mindset, which I want to get rid of too. Plus, I really enjoy thrift shopping and finding things secondhand, which is a more cost-effective method, also better for the environment. My hope is we will all just start being more aware of our consumption. Nothing is black and white. This doesn't mean you have to participate in a no-buy year if you don't want to, but I do believe our consumption habits should be at the forefront of our minds. is the situation under my bed. I've always just kept pretty much everything I own in my room under my bed. Honestly, like I said, I'm really realizing that like buying more shit, having more clutter, I actually think it's bad for your mental health. And I'm so excited to just like have only the things I need. Like this is an entire thing of like hair products. This is makeup, and I will be honest, like a lot of this stuff is expired, but I feel like I just need to keep it. For instance, this is the Glow Kit by Anastasia. I should get rid of this shit. Like I really should. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. But I feel like it's history. Like I literally can't get rid of the Modern Renaissance. Maybe like I could probably get rid of the Carly Bible. Like I'm not that attached to it realistically. My James Charles palette, my Jaclyn Hill palettes. I have a lot of yellow body paint, but I have just a lot of stuff. I want to take account of like everything that I use daily, things that I use occasionally, like teeth whitening strips, and just not buying anything until I need to replace it. I will be honest, because of the Trump tariffs, like I'm so scared of like everything being so expensive, so I feel called to just like buy more and like buy in bulk. But I really want to make sure I'm being intentional, and the best way to save money is to just not buy anything, right? And I really want to go through this today because I want for Christmas to just ask for things that I need, or ask for things that I need and just be a lot more conscious of it. Like I just don't want my parents buying like random shit just to like buy and give to me. Sometimes my parents don't know what to buy me, so they'll just buy me like something little random, and like if it's not a cute sentimental knickknack, like I literally just don't want it. So let's be done yapping and just go through all this shit. I am actually going to keep yapping. I am so sorry. Because it's honestly a bit embarrassing for me to go through all of this on camera. I feel like my opinions on all of this are changing. I just see clutter and I'm over it. Why do I have so many nail polish colors when I only wear my one signature color? And why do I have 3 of my signature color? We don't need that many. So I'm definitely taking into account this nail polish situation, and it's definitely going in the no buy category. I also decided to finally utilize a bathroom cabinet more instead of just storing everything under my bed. I think it'll be less overstimulating in my room if I don't have absolutely everything I own in there. And I have a lot of hair products and hair accessories for someone that literally never does her hair. Like, be so fucking for real, Jordan. Now let's talk about the makeup collection. I went through a heavy makeup phase as a teen, and I definitely still have a lot of that makeup, at least the eyeshadow palettes. You will have to pry the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette out of my cold, dead hands before I throw that away. I won't be getting rid of all my makeup just because I do enjoy going back to that hobby. But for God's sake, I still have my travel size Huda Beauty bronzer from when I was 15. That needs to go into Project Pan. This video certainly will not be the end of my underconsumption series. I definitely plan to start a no-buy year, and I will be talking about it further on this YouTube channel, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.